one thing that's been talked about a lot, probably more than anything else, in all of human history. It's love. And there's so much that's been said on it, so I feel arrogant to add what I have to say, but I've always been a pretty arrogant person. So there's probably the best known is the Corinthian message of love from St. Paul. Love is, and then there's a list. But I find that love was a lot of other things. Now, I don't have good memory, so I'm going to read. Here we go. Have you ever wanted something so badly that you, even though you knew you'd more than likely never get it, you spend the rest of your life trying or waiting for the opportunity? Have you ever loved someone that much? It's a mad love. It's a love that is never content to give up. It is a love that devours your consciousness as flame does the tinder. I know this love well because I've been in its grip. Many of you will never understand. You're thinking, why not just move on? But there are some who understand completely that it has never been that simple. And if I could, I would. I have pleaded with the universe to make my mind as one who could walk away. But as the other, I am almost certain that those who think they could have never truly loved. I wish I knew how I got here. It is as though I set out to travel to one destination, but the road shifted and worked before me imperceptibly. And when I expected to arrive at one place, I instead looked up and saw another before me. I am the frog placed in the pot of water who had the temperature raised slowly. Yet now I am in the boil, and I would gladly get out if I could. It is fair to say that my surroundings have evaporated around me. When you want something as I had, the world dulls to you. Nothing looks or tastes good. There's nothing that brings you enjoyment. You cease to care about anything else. The condition of your being deteriorates under the weight of that desire. Your existence dials to a singularity in its purpose, and all motivations pale to one. As long as your love remains untendered, you know nothing of fulfillment. Those of us who know this love are given to an almost monastic way. We suffer, usually in silence, lest we make fools of ourselves, often exposing ourselves to an emotionally flagellant encounter with those we yearn for. Perhaps letting this out will allow me to escape. For it is only that, or the fruition of my longing, that will save me. I spent so much time around them. I loved to watch the bountiful expressions of their face as they spoke and laughed and cringed and delighted and experienced everything around them, each one making them that more winsome. It was agony as I struggled with not being able to say this to them. I despaired that I could not hold them and slide my fingers through their short, handsome hair. I wept because my kisses would never find their target. I will never know what it is to have them by my side as we drink together, and every day I wake alone and trudge into the gloom of this world, I am reminded of how I will never rouse at their urging to steel ourselves for another day in the life we built together. I will never bear their children and know the joy of sharing the cultivation of a life we made together. These things haunt me every day and embed themselves in my mind. I will cry many cries and ache in my heart many days. And perhaps one of the most wondrous things that the human experience could ever manifest as will go unrealized for eternity. This love is not something one designs and sets into motion. It leaps into our lives despite ourselves. It defies our expectations and pushes us to new limits. It violates the boundaries we set for ourselves when we are powerless to its energy. It does not wait for reciprocation. It does not care if it is made a fool. Your love for that person becomes the best thing about you, and you want to be the best version of yourself because you know if you could just do X or Y or Z or do them better, they might change their mind. But that's a lie. Knowing this, what is left for me? How does any ambition remain? How do I find anything of import? I plod through misery for the moments that draw rarely, where I have the pleasure and the privilege of their company for maybe just an hour or so. And I drink it in. Then it is time to take my leave, and I plunge once more into this black. The pain is so much, so much.